Mike, we've been out here a couple hours and I'm kind of cold and I haven't gotten a bite. I've watched you pulling a couple fish. I'm kind of on tilt here. I'm not feeling any confidence whatsoever. I'm feeling like there's no fish here. What do I do?
They're not going to chase real far on a day like today, so you've almost got to put it right in the living room. What we're fishing here is a big weed flat that's pretty much all milfoil and coontail, and then we've got isolated pockets of lily pads here and there. And if we can bring our baits by the edge of the lily pads, you've sort of got a convergence of two different sorts of weeds, and that can be a good ambush spot where you can catch some bass.
Okay, I got the brush hog hooked up just like you. Now, what did you just give me here, and what am I supposed to do with it?
That's reel magic, and you just spray a couple squirts onto your spool and your reel, and it just helps keep your line manageable and limp. It retards line memory, and it just makes it easier to cast. You get a little bit more casting distance.
There's no scent. It's just what? It's just a lubricant?
Yeah, it's kind of like a, for lack of a better term, it's like a WD-40 almost. When you're spooling your line initially, you can soak a cloth with that and then reel the line through the cloth so that it picks it up as it goes onto the spool, and that'll keep it limp and manageable from the beginning before you even go out and fish with it. And I find that that's even more important in cold weather and when the humidity is really low. Having that line limp and castable makes a big difference, especially in cold weather like this.
I got one. He's thin. He's hungry, too. All right. Okay.
You're on the board.
I should listen to my guests more.
You did exactly what you were supposed to do and you got one.
Yep.
Now you just got to get a big one.
Hey, I'm happy with them.
Yeah, that's a Zoom Baby brush hog. It's almost the same length as the full-size brush hog, but it's a lot thinner profile. And I use a pretty limber rod, so it casts pretty well, but it gets into the backbone really quickly. If you take a look at this rod and you pull it, you'll see that it turns into backbone in a hurry. And I like that with light, soft plastics.
There it is.
Oh, came unbuttoned. It looked like you got a good hook set to me, Mike.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just come unbuttoned, and there's not much you can do about it.
Should I have kept the pole down to keep him underwater? Did he shake it off, or?
Yeah, you could have done that, but you know, like I said, sometimes they jump and they come unbuttoned. It just happens, you know. That's why you want to hook a lot of fish, and if a couple get off, it's not such a big deal.
Yeah. Now maybe it's my hook.
Well, the hook is perfect for that bait. I mean,
seems sharp. Urgh!
On a day like today, when the strike zone is really small, you'll find that all of your fish seem to come from the same depth, and that's why it's really important to make use of your electronics and hone in on that 5 to 6 foot range or 8 to 10 foot range, because you can establish a pattern. You know, if they're relating to weeds in 5 or 6 feet, you might catch all of your fish, 15, 20 fish in that same depth. And if you were to vary much, you know, you wouldn't be in the strike zone as often as if you really concentrated on that productive depth.
Okay.
Here's one.
Good fish. Here's a good fish. With a sandwich. The sandwich fish. Oh. Nice chunk.
Yep, decent largemouth.
Don't move a muscle. We'll be right back.